Oh, I was just bobbing along a minute ago, and guess what? I heard this car going past, and he was playing Robert Palmer at full blast. And I said, "Girl, I didn't mean to turn you on." That's good music. Good music. Saucy, innit? Saucy. Saucy music. It's good to hear it all these years later. Robert Palmer will never go out of fashion. As long as there are sleazebag cokeheads in the world, Robert Palmer will never go out of fashion. And I give a big huzzah to that. I certainly do. Anyway, listen, I know why I've come here today. You want to talk about this singles box. Preco, I was only thinking of you earlier on. I thought to myself, do you know, if anyone could sort this mess out at the moment, it's you. It's you. Shoe. Shoe it is. Shoe. Huzzah. Yeah, that's what I say. Not huzzah to Broad Street and his ridiculous interview with Kenny Loggins. Huzzah. Huzzah. Anyway, listen. Where was I? Oh, yeah, this singles box. Now, let me tell you, it's awful, isn't it? It's awful. And it also shows where we're going with the Beatles and McCartney. They're just a little bit cautious, aren't they? They're a little bit cautious. You see, now, if they had any balls, back in the 70s, right, they released, and even in 1982, they released the Beatles singles collection. There was no ifs, whys, and how's your father's about it. It was the British collection of singles. That's it. They still haven't released the American collection, which I think they should, but who's to tell if it's going to sell or not? I don't think there will be enough sales in it because, you know, you want the singles, you probably want the British singles, but it's the same with McCartney. If you're going to put the singles out there, you've got to put them out as the British singles in their original state, not with these silly new covers, because we can all twist and turn and say, well, I think Brazil's got a much better cover than England, but it's cheating, isn't it? It's not right. You wouldn't do that. Oh, we're re-releasing the Beatles albums, but guess what? There's an Australian album of Meet the Beatles. Please me, which we think's better. No, you don't do it, do you? Don't do it. You leave everything as it is, which we're annoyed about this paperback writer single. I know it's a new thing, it's a pointless, stupid thing, but they got the wrong cover and it opens the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to do it, get it right, for fuck's sake. Don't we get annoyed about that? Let's read the questions. Oh God, I know. What's he going on about? He's right up Sean fucking. I was going to say Sean Monroe. He's right up Sean Lennon's arse. Sean Monroe. I wonder where that cunt is nowadays. Last I heard, he had a restaurant. He also simultaneously had an ice cream shop in Hastings. And I was down there with my mate one day, and there's this bird in there, and I knew it was his shop. So I says, "Is Sean around?" And she said, "No, he's over at the Meatery or whatever his fatty restaurant was called." And I knew he weren't there. And I said, "Well, he's told me to tell you to give me a minty chocky chippy ice cream, and him as well." And she gave him over to us. So I says, "Thanks," and fucked off. But anyway, that's enough about Sean Monroe. God bless him, wherever he is. We love you, Sean Monroe. We love you. Even though he said he was a gangster and he had links to Sicily, right? I mean, Monroe's not exactly like a Sicilian name, is it? Sean Monroe. We're spending far too much time talking about this. Oh, by the way, there's another story about Sean Monroe. Because he's so fucking fat. He was in a car crash, right? And it would have killed anybody half his size, but because he had so much jelly on him, you know what I mean? The iron bar sliced partially through him, but didn't hit anything of any magnitude. So he survived and lived. Now, what was the other story I had about him? quite a good story as well. So it's a pity. I was on a roll, but it's all terribly annoying. It is. It is. Yeah. Anyway, listen, forget about Sean Monroe. Who was I talking? Sean Lennon. Yeah, he's up right up Sean Lennon's arse, right? And you know what? Do you know why he's up there? He's just trying to make excuses for John Lennon. Oh, don't talk about John Lennon. Oh, nobody's being nice about John Lennon. Well, how about it's just a bit embarrassing to talk about John Lennon at the moment. Maybe people are trying to protect him by being quiet about him. It's like I said, there's a lot of money involved in this. You know, John Lennon Airport, for example. You got yourself a John Lennon statue in Portugal, which is, you know, and oh, love is all you need. All this bullshit. What happens tomorrow if all of a sudden a bunch of black people say that man's a racist, tear down his statue, and that is how easy it's going to be? Why is this airport named after a racist? That's all that needs to happen. It just needs to get in someone's head. Luckily, black people don't listen to John Lennon or the Beatles. But if they did start listening, and if they started trying to tear down other white heroes like what they're doing at the moment, they'll tear down John Lennon. And believe you me, he probably fucking deserved to be torn down. He does, but it's going to cost a lot of people a lot of money. It is. And Sean Lennon knows that he can't fucking release that album. It's just out of the question. Out of the question. Like I said, the lawyers must have got involved here. It is big money. It's big money because, so like I said, nobody can really be honest. You got Rolling Stone, you got your Melody Maker if it's still going, your enemy, and nobody wants to fuck with the Beatles. Nobody wants to give them a bad time because there's a possibility you're going to get an interview with Paul or Ringo, to a lesser degree Ringo, but you know, I mean, people are like that. They think, look, we've got to stick on the right side of these people, even if they're lunatics, because there might be something, or we might need information out of them at some point. Go straight to the horse's mouth. So that's why people are a little bit kind to them. But you do get voices sometimes say nasty things about them. I remember when he was touring in about 2003, somebody just said he'd been to see Paul McCartney's gig, and he said he doesn't seem to have the confidence or the hits to be able to do anything apart from Beatles songs and stuff that he'd done over 40 years ago, 30 years ago, or whatnot. See, unless he's Paul McCartney, he hasn't got the confidence to release a box set of English discs. So he's released this fucking multinational, all the colours of Benetton, and it don't make nobody happy, does it? It don't make me happy. Like the singles box set, it had extra thick cardboard covers on there. Listen, if you can't protect a paper cover, then you're not fit to collect records. I'm sorry, but you're not. And I don't like a waterproof fucking extra thick cover because I'm a retard and I can't fucking pick up an original picture sleeve without ruining it. I can. I had all these things for years and they was in very protected conditions. In fact, I never even used to leave the records in there. I never even had the records nearby to the sleeves. I put the sleeves separate, put them away, and I weighed them down. And in that way, they was always flat. There was no rings on them or nothing. Nothing. But what I did do is I had a photocopy and just regular, like, regular sleeves, black or white sleeves. And I'd put the single in and I'd put a little photocopy of the disc. That's all I needed. I didn't need to go, oh, here it is. Oh, I want to look at the picture at the back. Oh, look at Paul McCartney scratching his bum. Yes, isn't it wonderful? Let's have a look. Hello, Brian. Oh, he's saying hello, Mike. Fuck you then, Brian. No, I didn't mean that, Brian. Yeah, so the singles is just stupid. It's stupid. But it's as I say. I mean, even the one collection was showing. It wasn't confident enough to just put out all the the British number ones. And you could say, oh, yeah, well, if I had just the British ones, you wouldn't have had this and that and the other. This is true. But if you want to be authentic, what they should have just done is called it the Beatles singles and had all of the A-sides, and it would have been great. You know, you could have had every single single then, and you could have put it in brackets what number it got to in the charts. And they all did very well. They all did very well in the charts anyway, so there was nothing to worry about. A double disc, you know, 12 tracks on one album, 10 on the other. Great, it would have worked. Pointless though, because you got it all on the blue and the red, haven't you? Get the blue and the red for fuck's sake. No, but we have to just release it again, don't we? Because we've got to release it for no good reason. Well, it's messy. I don't like messy. Do you know what I mean? If I was collecting these fucking box sets of the Beatles, and I'm not, I've got them, I've got all the downloads. If I was collecting them, I would want them all the fucking same size, and I want it album size. Thanks very much. Album size, even if it's CDs, give me album size, square box. Don't fuck around with, ooh, my design is more rectangular. Oh, aren't I just a clever one? Fuck off. No. True though, isn't it? Oh, what's it all about, Alfie? What's it all about, Alfie? I'm just wondering what I should have tonight. Should I have chicken? Or should I have, I was thinking maybe, you know, going down Coffee Republic and get one of those nice sandwiches they do there. You know, they've got that rustly cellophane stuff that go when you try and open it. Can I have the tuna, please? I'll have the tuna and sweet corn. Would you like that with onions, sir? Yes, I fucking would like it with onions. Give me onions, red onions, white onions. Yes, Redskins, Rachel's ghost, Frankenstein's ghost, Foreigner's ghost. Hey, Mike, did you hear about Foreigner's ghost? Listen, if you haven't seen, I don't know if you was here the other day, you seen that stupid old fucker, Michael Noland. Well, watch his video about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What right has he got to start talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? He's fucking got arthritis. He's older than Keith Richards' granddad, isn't he? Silly old fucker. Oh, yeah. Me and Marty McGrath, we turned up at the wrong time because I was messing around and on Doc Docus's stream, and then all of a sudden he just went really quickly. I don't know why. Something got said. Don't know if it was me. Somebody said something. He got frightened and he finished the stream. Boom. It was like that. I think it might have been something to do with, I don't know. I can't remember. It all happened so fast. Narland, yeah, that's right. He's a silly old fucker with arthritis. Knock, knock. Mick, knock, knock. You've got to say who's there. Who's there? Arthur. Arthur who? Michael Nolan's I've got arthritis. Arthritis. Is this the real Mr. Mayo? Is this a fake? We don't know who we're talking to these days, so talk away and we'll make our minds up if you're the real deal or not. All right, listen. What's the name? What's the name of the chief orangutan on Planet of the Apes? Quickly, you've got 5 seconds. If you don't give me the answer, you ain't the fucking Mr. Mayo. He ain't. Could be Marty. It could be Marty McGrath. Could be. You never know. Don't know what he's saying anyway. Just takes I don't understand that. I really. I'm sorry. Maybe it's my head's not on properly today. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm also very excited because do you know, there's people out there doing stupid competitions. I was listening to Kenny Loggins, and I thought he's like the coconut shy. in there. You know, when you've got to whack the ball into the coconut, and there's always a way that the dodgy fairground gypsies have got it, so you never win. You never win, right? Now Kenny Loggins is doing that. He says, "Oh, I've got all these prizes. I've got a press to play album. I've got this and I've got that, and an unsigned book of Kenny Womack." And you think, "Oh, great! Sounds like you've got loads of competitions going on there." And he hasn't. He hasn't. He's lying. He's lying. He hasn't got. I've never heard. I've seen his shows, and he has never said, "Here's a competition. If you answer this question, you're going to get something." No, oh, you've got to find me on this. You've got to find me on that. You've got to press subscribe and give me a 10-year subscription of $50 before you can enter my competition. I say bullshit, Kenny Loggins, bullshit. But what else was I going to say about that? Oh, him and Broad Street the other day. I'm not moaning about Broad Street. I don't know what that bloke let himself in for, because he's saying, tell me about yourself then, Kenny Loggins. Kenny Loggins has been talking about himself for 45 minutes, and then he really went into one. Honestly, it was a joke. It was a joke. Oh, and and then, do you know what? I'll get in a book from this person and that person. And do you know what? Next week I'll be interviewing Kit O'Toole. Big deal. Do you know what I mean? It's just dirty dealing, the whole lot of it. And if that is you, Mr. Mad, saying, "Oh, when I go to next year, when I go off to Beatle Fest next year, if you're anything to do with that Beatles Fest, you need your head testing, or otherwise you're involved in this corruption." And it is corruption, because it shouldn't be taking place after what happened this year. It's a fucking disgrace. It is. Are you really going to try and take money off? Is Kenny Loggins really going to try and take money? And this was a dodgy subject. Broad Street asked him about, "Oh, did you meet Pete Best?" And he didn't want to talk about it. And I thought, I know why, because you got fucking Pete Best as a prisoner to do your bidding at ridiculous comic cons with no stars, 0 stars, except some sorry ass fucker dressed as Penguin. Yeah. Anyway, apart from that, like I said, is there anything else to say about Revolver? Anything else? I've just been watching Elliot Roberts. That guy's really beginning to get on my tits at the moment, but not as much as Michael Nolan. Michael Nolan is just a silly old fucker. You are. But Rachel's Ghost, after the other day, that was a very funny show. That was a funny show. You see, you can let your Indian hair down sometimes and have a good time, can't you? With all the bad guys in the room. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've had enough of this. Goodbye.